Shit, sorry for the sound on the laptop if that just came through. And what's up? Time to get spoopy with a unique horror adventure by Benjamin Rivers. Yes. I know nothing about this game, so this could even be a horrible game that I don't like. Then the stream will end in like half hour. Or I could love the game and not want to stop. But my anxiety levels are high, which means I'm ready to get spooked. Just a roll of karma. Okay, I'll press X. Your game will be saved automatically at certain points. However, we recommend you put aside an hour and a half and complete home in a single sitting. Wait, what? However, we recommend you put aside an hour and a half and complete home in a single sitting. I set aside a whole day for games. You think you're doing with your pitiful hour and a half. Leg up. Turn up sound, turn off lights. No and no. All I remember at that point was finding myself alone. Oh my head. Where was I? It was so dark. There was something by my feet. Flashlight. Hell yeah. Do you have a menu? If I gave up now, I would start again from the beginning. Do I quit? Like, did I quit? No, you didn't. I pressed options. You fool. Wait, what was that? No. How do I interact? That house. Where was I? Somebody's been a victim of a murder. There was a body lying on the floor. Who was it? I didn't recognize his face. It was still kind of warm. And it's just doing that again. Oh, you fucking spooked me with a cat, you cunt! Does this have zombies? No! No, it doesn't! But that cat just spooked me. I'm pissed off. The fuck did he just do? You yucky drip drip. One of these times that's gonna happen, that downward look, where it looks like it's coming at you, and something's gonna fucking spook me hard. I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg, I wondered. All I could really recall was coming home, seeing Rachel. I was upset, she looked afraid. I shook my head and I tried to clear it. I knew I should head downstairs, try to find a way out. What the flip? A thin, grey mouse was stuck in a trap. It looked frantic but exhausted. Do I free it? Yes. Yay! A collection of rusty tools. These look like they'd seen a lot of use and were caked in damp smelling dirt. Why weren't they in a shed? I found a picture of a couple. It looked like it had been moved a lot. There seemed to be a switch behind it. Did I push the switch? Yes. It depressed smooth. Yeah, same. Feels. It depressed smoothly into the wall. I heard a faraway click somewhere. Probably the click of something coming to kill me. The shelf was full of books on local history and hunting. Seemed like the owner of the house really knew the area. You fucking what now? An old dining table covered in dirty dishes for 2 people. There were dozens of beer cans and other liquor bottles among the dishes. The smell was turning my stomach. Black and white photo. Looked like the man upstairs and his wife, I guessed. There was no reason for me to keep this. Did I take it? Yes. I slipped the photo into my pocket. Maybe this would help me find some answers. I'm still spooked. That cat got me earlier and I'm still spooked from it. Anxiety problems. Fuck you and your fucking click-clacking. The door was taped up and it seemed to be stuck. By the smell, I guess it led to the kitchen. The switch in the wall appeared to have unlocked the door. I always veer my eyes away from the screen in case something's there. The box looked heavy, but there were marks on the floor. It had obviously been moved before. Maybe I had found a way out. I must have moved it, right? Yes. I heaved the box forward, and it finally gave. There was a ladder going underground where the box was. A dank smell rose from the passage. Did I climb down the ladder? Yes, I reluctantly did. I looked again at the photo I found in the house. The couple looked distant, like they didn't want to be in the same picture. I wondered where the wife was. My leg was in terrible shape, but I had to get out. Footprints in the dirt looked like more than one kind, and a lot of traffic. Places all over were marked on the old town. Places all over were marked on the old map of town. The industrial area near the river, various houses, and even the water tower near the old rail station. Newspaper clippings from the local paper. They were all about murders in the town over the last few years. Wait. There were photos. Photos of our house. What the hell was that about? Maybe I should have looked around more, tried to find some kind of information. A work table covered in papers, dirt, and a handgun. I hated guns. I didn't take it, did I? Yes. Yes, I fucking took it. You bet your sweet ass I did. It was so dark down there and the air smelled stale and putrid. I couldn't believe what I saw. What was this place? Crudely made shelves. They looked like they were holding cans of some kind of corrosive. The labels were worn and slick, but I could still see the warnings. It looked like a cage, but it was small. But there was something coating the bottom, something wet. Oh no. That place was getting worse all the time. I knew I had to keep moving. The desk looked old and was caked in with grime. On it was a stack of old, faded paper, covered with what looked like names. They were scratched out and illegible notes were written beside them in faded blue ink. I could only make out a few letters. Ah, there must have been, maybe they were names? None of it made any sense to me. There looked to be bones, half dug into the ground, and the remains looked old. The faded clothes that stuck up amongst the dirt looked familiar. They looked like the clothes that woman was wearing in the photo I found. Was this the man's wife? Provably. Some kind of old boxes. They looked like they were years old. Wait a minute. These boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remembered throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. What the hell were they doing here? There wasn't anyone there. Was I hearing things? Bats! I remember noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. This game is a fucking big nope from me, dog. You say that again, cunt, and I'll find you and I'll kick you in the fucking nose. There was a rope hanging there. I wasn't sure how sturdy it was. Did I take it? Yes. Maybe the rope would make the broken ladder easier to descend. Oh, it was you speaking jibber jabber to me. The rope I found would have let me climb down the... Yes. I could hear a faint hum and the smell from before started to get worse. Bunch of old newspapers, wheat pasted together. A message has been hastily smeared on it. Keep out, danger due to cave in. Am I gonna get smushed? I could still feel a faint impression of the rope I had slid down as I pressed against a heavy metal door. It was probably for the best that I hadn't jumped. The ache in my leg was bad enough as it was. If I could have, though, I would have run straight out of those awful tunnels. Who would keep such a place? At least I thought I had found the old handgun. It seemed to work, and from the smell of it, it had been used already. Oh, it probably doesn't even got bullets. Kept the gun in my pocket, and it seemed a familiar weight there. There. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, well that grate's on the ground. Great. There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet, and there was grass smeared within it. I feel like I should have looked around more upstairs, because I feel I've probably missed some stuff. Disgusting. It was a mess of filthy garbage bags. There were rips and tears in most of the bags. What looked like an old videotape was sticking out. Did I take the tape? Yes, I did. I wasn't sure what I'd hoped to discover with the tape, but I took it anyway. I could hear a faint trickling sound, like water. What was that? It was blood. A kitchen knife covered in drying blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. Did I take the knife? Yes. I slipped the knife into my boot since I had the gun in my pocket. Did I really need all this? Yes! No, PE! I'm fucking shitting myself! Now listen here, you fat little cunt. You make that noise again, and I'll fucking... I'll lay the snack down, boy. I'm scared. The door was locked. There was a musty smell from inside. I'm so scared when I open a door like that, something's just gonna... I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? Yes! I'm just saying yes to everything. I wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regulator. I had no idea how it worked. I probably just released the fucking devil out of his cage. Alright. Wasn't sure what the valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? Yes. We're turning all the valves, so stop asking stupid questions. That didn't sound like it worked. No, I'll go see if I can get back into the kitchen. Or whatever the other door was. Actually, there was a door that said exit before, and I'm not even watching the game right now. I'm just walking left. Something spoops me, it spoops me. Watch the whole place explode and you wonder what you did wrong. That is fair. I will watch this place explode happily. There was a rusty ladder sunk into the water, which smelled disgusting. I knew I couldn't climb down that. Maybe I could find a way to drain them. Oh, that's what the valves are for. Oh, I can point the light? No, I can't. Don't lie to me. Oh yeah, up on the left stick. Hey, hey. Take a toaster down there. I wish I could. Something to get me out of this fucking god-awful place. Can't you fucking swim, mate? Apparently he can't. Okay, maybe I can get in that other room from in here. Or not. So handprints of the previous years, probably from whoever worked in these sewers. Okay, does it tell me anything? Looked like I turned off the water flow in this valve. Oh, good. Okay, now this is where they start getting you more focused on the game and less of the scares. Alright then. I wonder if that's got it. You know, this is where they get you that involved in what you've actually got to do objective-wise, that they're going to throw a jump scare at me. Because this is when you start to not expect it, but I expect it all the time. I'm always ready. Wait, he has a coloured shirt on. Wait, he has a coloured shirt on and he has something orange under it. His hair's orange, therefore he's a pussy because he never shaved his chest. Oh, okay, I see how it is. I don't shave my chest. And the water flow's still going. No, that's right, it's a locked door. No, he can't. I gotta stop the water flow, but I don't know how. I don't know which one to turn. Oh, I get it. I know how to do it. You're a number. Yeah, no, the number's telling me which valve it is, 1 through to 4. Okay, that one's done. Should just be one more. Oh man, that one's done. If you haven't noticed, I'm sitting really far back in my chair. Looked like the water drained out through this grate in the wall. There was a small metal key left floating in the shallow pool of rancid water. Did I take it? Yes! We're taking everything! Yeah, I know. I know. It's just so you can see more of the game. The safety poster have definitely seen better days. How old was this facility? Ooh. Hang on a minute. This is genocide in the sewers. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will never be safe again. No, they won't. They will never be safe again. And I don't think my heart will be safe again. The door was locked. There's a musty smell inside. Yes, I have a key now. Can I use it? Okay, maybe the key wasn't for there. Alright. they will be in there and be like, ah shit, it's Glock, the shaman healer, the one who can't swim. Yeah, keep commenting so I don't have to look at the game. I don't want to get spooked. I found another dead body, a sewer worker. By the wounds all over his face and body, I figured he'd been stabbed repeatedly. There was a keyring sticking out of the man's pocket. Did I take it? Yes! Thought about the knife I had with some disgust as I carefully picked the keys from his pocket. I was almost worried he was going to grab me. It's always my fear if there was a security camera in the room. There must have been a way to see what happened. Maybe this VHS tape I found could be useful. Oh, mad. Alright, let's go back. Our character's name is Glark. G-L-A-R-K. That is his name from now on. I use the key. Oh, I just opened the door. Alright, let's go Glark. Paul Glark, sewer cop. The shelf full of security tapes was strictly organised. Though covered in dust, looked like the tape I found was the one that was missing from the shelf. There was a dusty VCR on the security desk. I wondered what was on this VHS tape I found. Maybe it's Kim Kardashian. Maybe if this shuts up. I know. The video showed a man right there in the sewers being attacked. The tape looked fuzzy and stretched, like somebody had tampered with it. Probably. He's just probably eating his depression right now. It looked like there could have been two men. Alright, come on, Glock. The genocide is waiting, Adam. I could smell a hint of fresh air here. I must have been finally getting out of that strange facility, but I wondered, did that key I found in the sewer worker open anything else? Hold up. Wait a minute. This is how Saw started. The climb was slow thanks to my sore leg and the extra weight I was carrying. Would I really need that gun or that knife on my journey back, or had I taken them for some other purpose? The thought of the videotape still gave me chills. Who was it that didn't want to be seen, and what was in that locked room? I shook my head as I reached the top of the ladder and heaved at the latch above me. Suddenly the awful smell of the sewer gave way and the dank scent of pine trees. Yes. Why does he climb a ladder like that, burying around him? Because he's a boss. Okay, so I got out of the house and now I'm out of the sewer. I feel like I've missed a lot, but the quicker... You fucking do that. So I've gotten out of the house and the sewer. The quicker I get out of the game, the quicker I don't have to play it anymore. I can play something else. An old ladder leading up to the ancient water tower. The ladder needed to be extended so I could climb it. Did I extend the ladder? Yes. He looks like he's going away and back to the ladder again and again. Alright, so we put the ladder down. I'll just see what's over here. I tried the little key I had fished out of the murky sewers. It fit and I heaved open the rusty door. Why would he question that? I don't know. Because it seems to be like he's recalling everything he did. The wind was picking up a bit. Night air had become strangely chilly. Oi, those fucking eyes. Are they eyes? Or are they just like a glare? Oh, it must be just a glare. I think so. Why does I have to do that every time I open a door for a gate? This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on that map I seen. Whoever was poking around in those tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled. He's going to regret that later when the genocide starts. Notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here, the sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods. It mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. Mad! Through the fence I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. I wondered where I could find my way around. Well, probably through this fucking bush. Camping? Nah, this is this is Jason. Now get your chainsaw. Okay, what's going on here? You quit your fucking rustling. There was a fire pit there. It was still a bit warm and a few embers still burned at the bottom. 2 folding camp chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. There were a couple of cans of beer spilled on the ground. Oh yeah, they had a fun time. The cheap dome tent slept 2 people. I shone my flashlight inside and could see some bed rolls, 2 backpacks and a cooler. No people though. This is like the woods from Los Ocarina. Oh yeah, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I think I played that one years ago, like a very long time ago. I'm pretty sure I played a few of them, but the first one I played was on Game Boy Color, and that was my jam. I loved that one. I had finally found the exit. Fuck knows how. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return there. Finding that campsite had been strangely unsettling. I couldn't imagine why anyone would abandon their site in the middle of the night, especially in that dark forest. I was relieved at least that to finally be out of there. Even now, as I peered through the dense trees, I could see cracks of light and a bit of the land beyond. I must have been getting closer to town, but where exactly was I? Oh, nice, dude. Nice. I hear a fucking rumble. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I had worked as a machinist. Fuck, I'm retarded. For all those years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Yes, it was the wind. Keep fucking going. Hey, dead guy. Not another victim. I took it from his uniform that he was a security guard there, just doing his job. His head had been severely beaten and his face was covered in blood. Fuck yeah! Dug into the ground was a cracked old watch. It was mine. I bought it on a trip out west with Rachel. I barely went a day without wearing it. It didn't look like it worked anymore and it was heavy. Did I take my watch back? Yes. Even though it no longer ran, I clasped the watch around my wrist. It was not the wind. Use your brain. I know you're basically a dumber blonde white chick on her 16th birthday, but common sense, mate. Finna get his holes resized. What's happening? You fucking stop the noise! One of the lockers hung open. His contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. Why is this guy going through all this? The door was locked shut, and there was a little electric box under the handle. A sign was pasted to the front that said, "Danger, closed for repairs." There was a larger power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking off to the other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear, and cobwebs had collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving the power. The door was locked tight. It seemed to be connected to the power box beside it. It didn't look like the power was on yet. No, I just haven't turned it on. Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. The board contained yellow clippings of newspaper, cartoons, and notices. There were notices to and from the guys that worked here. I don't know, man. I don't know. This game is very questionable. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. A
power panel! Looked like it was shut off. Did I push that switch? Yes.
Norman and Clark. Oh, right.
The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was the photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out and the face was unrecognizable. The plot thickens. A power panel. It looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Yes.
You shut up. It was
shut tight. There was a rusty looking card slot on the side.
Turn around. Oh, I think I need a card. Shit.
Hello? Anybody home? My name is Glark. I said Glark. Our earth brick table. The layer of dust and grime only made seeing this steam more.
I can't do that for long. You sound like a Russian who got their nuts punched through their throat when you do that. Well, maybe that's what Glark is. A nutless Russian man. The door had been hastily boarded up. Mad. Mad lad. Fuck yeah.
So, I opened the door to find not only my nuts, but the guy who kicked them.
This was Norman's locker. The door was dented, like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked there.
Another panel!
That I hoped it would help me get the power back on. Yes, I flicked the switch. A utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I take the hammer? Yes. As I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. So it's been used recently then. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom though was a magnetic card. Did I say the card? Yeah, it's a card. How would you only take the claw hammer? Oh, but this, if I could show you the inventory of everything I've picked up, you'd be fucking wondering how many pockets this cunt has. Like, I've been picking everything up. Every time it says, do you want to pick this up? I'm like, yes. I've been saying yes to everything. There's got to be bolt clippers somewhere. Take it and break through the fence. I fucking wish. Oh, wow. Power panel's still not working. Did I try it again? Yes.
But don't forget the female photo.
Ooh. I'll have to go back to them.
Oh, hello, cat.
There's a cat on the floor near me.
Hello. What are you doing?
Yes. I slid the card through the old reader and turned the handle. Fucking beeping. There was some kind of ventilation hatch there. It looked like I could jump to the room below. My leg hurt enough as it is, but I couldn't see another option. Did I jump? No. What if you just said no and just waited for it to open? Like, be a gentleman. Oh my, no, now I have to jump down. Fuck's sake. Oh man, my leg hurt like hell. There was a crumpled up letter on the floor. It had been scratched out heavily, and it was hard to make out. Did I try and read the letter? Yes. Most of the letter was violently scratched out with what looked like to be a ballpoint pen. All I could make out was need to. Just don't. Blank drinking need Norman.
Drinking need Norman.
Who was Norman writing to? How did he open for the Antichrist emo kid who's racing? How do you say my leg hurt like hell, then get up and walk? Yeah, exactly. I know, right? Hello, cat. This cat wants the attention, but I know if I keep patting her, she's just gonna friggin' bite me. Aren't you, Totoro? I had to get home to Rachel, but I couldn't stop thinking about Norman. He and Rachel were friends. Could he help? It wasn't like I really had anyone else to turn to. My leg burned with pain. I only hoped I could find my way through the dark path. Forget. The dark path before me and get to Norman's store. That was weird. This game's weird, man. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. Probably was. Or something was going to jump out of the dumpsters. I had entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet except the faint sound of a television. Oh yes, Totoro. Now you're jumping up on me. Alright. It'll cool off the pain for your obviously hurting leg. Can't you tell he had a 3-story drop? Toady. Where was that? The entrance to the front of the store was locked from the inside. It looked like I couldn't just pop it open. It needed the key. There was a bit of blood on the keyhole. Holy shit. Don't tell me Norman's been fucking banged up. No. The sound made it sound like Norman has hung himself. Let the cat play so you won't get jumped. Yeah, let the cat have a heart attack. What was this? It looked like a pull chain hanging from the ceiling. I wondered where it would lead. No, we won't pull that yet. Somehow I was too afraid to see what was up there for myself. Maybe it was for the best. Yep, Norman's fucked. I know, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my co-worker, one of the few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been shot trying to get up. His eyes were still wide with shock. Oh, damn. Norman, you just closed his eyes. I wasn't sure if wanted to give him peace or if I just couldn't stand to think anymore about what was going on. Quickly, I closed Norman's eyes. The TV still slickered with some indecipherable channel. Right, now we'll do the pull chain. I'm doing this with one hand. Bloody oath, cat. What was it? Yes, pull it. I gave the chain a single tug and a simple folding ladder to the attic popped down. There was a large cardboard box that hadn't been sealed. Did I open it? Yes. Inside the old cardboard box was a pile of clothes, photos and even shoes. As I looked closer I realised they were Rachel's. I wonder if Clark is a descendant of God himself and sent to make sure the earth crumbles because he's bored. And God wants a new one. Well, God wants a new earth or God wants a new Clark? Right, so this cocko here had heaps of fucking Glark's missus's clothing. Fucking weird prick. Glark is a G. We want a new Earth, mate. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there were water rings and 2 cups still there in the wood. I got a feeling Glark's actually dead. And we're playing his ghost, remembering everything from his past. Or the events leading up to his death. You know, everyone loves a redhead with a chest of Bigfoot on his period and can't swim. Yeah, definitely. That's why he can't swim, he's on his period. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through the mess, did I? Yes, we did. Found a hairpin amongst the rotten food and trash and pocketed it. Good boy. I'm guessing we picked the front door lock then. Did I go that way? No, I didn't. Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, and even a few items I didn't think were legal here. One of the slots on the rack was empty. The gun I had found seemed to match the others there. If the handgun was Norman's, what the hell was he doing with it? He's remembering everything he killed in his genocide, and death is coming to go to hell with him. Because, you know, Glark ain't coming down until he wants to. He's too much of an alpha male. Definitely. That's our Glarky boy. The gun would fit there. Did I place it back in the cabinet? Fuck no! Though it weighed on me. I had a hard time parting with the weapon just then. I wasn't entirely surprised to find this there. It was one of Rachel's old fall coats. I always wondered what happened to it and how long it had been there. Too long. And it got there because you died, Glark, and then she started fucking Norman. Norman was shoving it in Glark's ass, mate, and it wasn't deep enough, so Glark got mad and killed everyone Norman knew and loved. Yep, that actually sounds... Yep, that's valid. I used a hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. Then he shoved it all the way and accidentally shut. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. Free ice cream. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in a much better shape then. Every time a door opens or something, I always look away. Mix a nose up. One time, I swear something's just gonna blah. That night continued to take a horrible turn after horrible turn. It had been weeks since I had last seen Norman, but to find him like that... I wonder if the reason he's getting chased is because he's too dummy thick to escape, because the clap of his arse cheeks makes Satan erect. As I thought of him still lying on the floor back there, the gun I carried seemed ever present. Seeing that dusty box of those old clothes was a shock. How long had they been there? And what was Rachel doing at Norman's place? I felt like I had only discovered more questions, not answers. But I was close to home. It was time to find out the truth. So we're strutting down the street. I don't know which one's mine, but I'm strutting down the street. Which one's my fucking house? I had the wrong gate. This one was locked. Oh, I happened to get the last one. For fuck's sake. Is this my house? Wait, what the fuck? The fuck? The neighbourhood's local post box. A letter was sticking out as if someone hadn't pushed it in all the way. I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the letter? Yeah! The envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar. I took a deep breath and tore open the package. Put two and two together, fuckface. She's giving sexual relations and he's giving comedic cells. Norman, I'm sending this to you in a letter because I'm too afraid to tell you this in person. What we did, well, it was wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be with, but he is my husband and your friend. I need some time to sort this out away from you both. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him. Norman, so don't think you can hold that against me. Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure I even want to, but he deserves at least that. Goodbye. Yay! My missus is cheating on me. My best friend was fucking my missus. I have a spoopy fucking edgy emo kid chasing me. I had the wrong gate. This one was locked. Fuck. There we go. I entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding. Also, I must say, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs was a bad movie. There was way too high of a chance for meatballs. No suspense. Exactly! I was expectant, but also afraid. I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. And step I did. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, cracked and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. That's Minecraft grass sound copyright. I remembered having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday or sometime before? The front door was locked from the inside. I couldn't go out though. I needed to see if Rachel was here. Oh no! I can't remember. I can't remember what he's got. It did say at the start. Why do I live in a 3-story house? I'm not fancy. But I want to find Rachel's fucking dead body. A television. I'd purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but by then it was too late. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. So I've got to find a key and get in there. The books, they were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I look more closely, it looked like the man in that house had some of the same books as I did. Oh damn. My vice. Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling what was in it. Yes, I opened it. Either way, that's one fucking bad light. The torch would light up a room where you could see everything, and a flashlight would allow you to see everything in front of you. Yeah, stupid, isn't it? And you could have just been like, yeah, I have a candle. Rachel's suitcase contained clothes, toiletries, and a train ticket. Is that what you were going to do with Norman? No, she was leaving to have her own time, away from you and Norman Clark. Excuse me? I think he is. Oh, Hawaii Mirror Mismatch. My laptop had been left on, and I only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key at the top of the drawer on my desk. Do I take it? Yes. Also, he's ballin'. He's got a big ass house. I wonder if Rachel left him. He's just rich. Yeah, that's what the game does. I got comfortable in the game, so I actually started leaning forwards, and then something's going to end up spooping me. And I don't like that. Our sink which needed to be replaced. One of those taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of the wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs. I have to have a shit. It's gonna be an 8-bit pair of eyes staring at you. Shut up! Don't tell me that! Oh no, scary pixels. Wait, no, I've been in there. Door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. And don't I have the key? Oh no. If I give up now, I would remember what I had seen so far around home. No, don't quit. Couldn't really make myself out anymore. Wasn't sure I wanted to. I wonder what a movie called The Lion, the Witch, and the War Drone would look like. Yeah, good one, I reckon. I wonder what we're gonna do now. I'm pretty sure there's a fair bit I've missed as well. So I'm pretty sure I dipped from the house really quick. It would be Glark but weaker. Well, anything that isn't Glark is a weaker version of Glark. Oh, he's even got a PlayStation. That's mad. I don't like the way he hurries downstairs. I unlocked the basement door. The basement, really? There were old Christmas decorations in the box. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was the dirty old key here. Did I take the key? Yes. Anything that isn't Glark isn't worth Glark's time. Rachel is just Rachel is just a make-a-wish girl that got lucky Glark was high off bar salts and window cleaner. Yeah, sounds about right. There were old clothes, tools, and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. Oh. I put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, and so the door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. Might not be able to break through it if I found something heavy enough. Okay, I get it. Things. Thought I could have smashed through it with a hammer I've got, but okay. I've been pocketing so much here. I've literally been pocketing everything I can. Because these pockets are an abyss, definitely. No, it's down the floor. The grimy key I found in the basement unlocked the door. Great. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? Yes. I lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. Mad. By the looks of it, the crowbar had broken a few things. Okay, so now I've got to go back to the basement and use the crowbar down in the basement. See, if this wasn't a horror game, I'd enjoy this so much more. Dunno. Did I break through the wall with a crowbar? Yes. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down there? Is she okay? Says don't look. Yeah, probably. A filthy looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what lay within, but I knew I had to. I'd come this far. After all this searching, after all I had seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? Yes. I've been saying yes to everything else. Wrapped within the filthy rags, pale and still, was Rachel. She was covered in fading bruises and what looked like cuts. Her chest was a horrible mess of blood and dirt, and I couldn't bear to look at it. The knife in my boot, the gun in my pocket. Were they tools of her murder? I thought about all I had seen and wondered if any of it could help me figure out who had done this. You can't just say no, that's not her, and replace her. Exactly! The old swamperoo. Reluctantly exhausted from my journey, I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. You didn't. No! No, I'm not. No. No. See, you listen here, you fat little cunt. You are not going to put me back at the start of the game. Okay, didn't. Good. My wife's dead. Let me sleep on it. This was the old photo of the other man and his wife. I assumed I found it in that house. I recalled those faded remains I had found deep underneath his house. What had he done there? Well, what did I think? Was the man involved in this whole mess somehow? Definitely. Those tunnels, the odd tools in his house, and the remains of his wife. He wasn't innocent, that's for sure. It's the woman, take it. Within the few broken pieces that remained of the mirror, I could see my face growing pale and weak. I couldn't bear to look again. It was like I didn't actually expect a reflection. I felt empty and drained. Oh, maybe now I can leave out my own front door. Even the mirror hates me. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, what answers could we possibly find around here? From now on, I'd have no one to get angry with me for stupid things like buying this TV. My old office safe sat on the floor. I used to keep tax records and other important documents in it. I used the digital passcode lock, but I didn't have the code. Maybe I'd left it somewhere. How do you not know your own fucking code, dickhead? Come on, Glark. Get your shit together. I'm trying to roll a smoke while I'm doing this. No, I decided his wife's dead, not him. Clark had no say in it. I'm actually starting to kind of like this game. No matter what, I needed some kind of escape. Finally, you figured out. You figured out what I'm doing here. I'm here to make them suffer. It was a key card I found in the factory, the one that allowed me to slip through that door. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's, but if that was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to the factory? Yes. The final screen will be a jump scare and it'll just turn on your camera. Oh. There was a yellow sticky note with an 8-digit code on it. Really? Are you here? That phrase was, "Are you here?" Frick my life. Wait, is that the bathroom? Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, if you didn't gather already, PE, this game's called Home. I got it for real cheap on the store a while back. Like, a while back. If I didn't end up streaming it like this, then I probably wouldn't have ended up playing it at all, because I would have gone to do an actual Let's Play recorded video, realised how spooky it was, and backed out. I'm not a horror game player. The code I found should have let me access the safe. I'm trying to open it. He's asking you, dickhead. He's figuring out he is the Truman in the Truman Show, but he fucking kills everything. He's going rogue. Oh no. Peered inside. There was a photo in there of Rachel and I when we had first moved to town. In it, we were smiling out the front of this house. In it, we were smiling outside the front of the house, which looked like a real mess. We looked happy though. Odd, I couldn't remember who took that photo. Inside the safe was also an envelope. The front of it read, "Do not open until I tell you." I guess this was a good time as any to see what was inside. Did I open the envelope? That'd be funny as. Should I open the envelope? They haven't told me to. Because it says don't open it until I tell you to. So should I hold on to it for now? Alright. This is on you, PE. I tore open the envelope and removed the yellow line paper inside. On it was a letter written in a hand that looked familiar. The letter read, "I know this whole event has probably been pretty difficult. You can't imagine how hard it has been for me too. Well, maybe you can. This isn't meant to be an excuse, but, well, I hope you can better understand why I've done what I've done. Moving into this town seemed like such a dream, a quiet place to get established, to live out our lives and to be together. But you know as well as I do that things change quickly. Well, things quickly changed. Your drinking was one thing, but as you grew more distant, as you retreated into that world of yours, well, it was clear you didn't need me as much. In fact, maybe you never needed me at all. But it took all this to make you realise. In the end, though you may never forgive me for this, you may never forgive yourself. But this is probably for the best. You'll be healthier for this. I'm just sorry it had to be this way. Rachel." Mad lad. Maybe. Maybe it is actually Clark that's done all this. Because his wife was leaving him for Norman. They're dead. And he's just killed everyone there. On the way. I'll see if I can leave now. Really, what freaking answers? Alright, we're gonna check the basement again. Oh, maybe we're not. Not until I'd gone over everything. I needed to make sure I was perfectly clear. He's really a high schooler who has nipple piercings and dark anime hair fantasizing about his stepdad. That's a solid theory. It was the letter I had taken from the postbox. Rachel, were you really having an affair with Norman? But why? I didn't think things were that bad. In the letter, Rachel seemed concerned. She almost seemed worried of what Norman might do. Did he do that to Rachel? I don't think Norman did that to Rachel. Norman may have betrayed me, but I didn't think that he was capable of that. I hated him so much, but I couldn't blame him for what happened to my wife. But who had killed him? It was me! Hallelujah! Yes, you fucking can. She sucked him off and gave her crabs, so she fucking killed herself. Another valid theory? I'd made up my mind. Anything more to find in the desk? Okay. Now let's see if we can get out of this place. It seemed like I'd seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. Maybe there wouldn't be anything for me to find, but I had to take a last look. This is all a Jake Paul video. If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Do I pick up the knife? No. If I wanted to end it, I could do it. I could do it with a gun. Do I pick it up again? No. Just the thought made my head spin. I left the gun on the cold basement floor. I will take the knife, actually. I took the knife and kept it firmly in my hand. Wait, here's one that's fucked up. This was a Logan Paul video after he made his I need to put an end to this situation one way or another. Wait. So Clark either has to kill himself or... I knew I needed to escape that nightmare, but what about the knife I still carried? I wondered, even if I left, would it really be over? So did I leave that house forever? Yes. Living in this town hadn't been easy. The plan had helped me, or had helped in some way to stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and piles of doctor reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. But I swear I had tried to give up. I know it. The sleepwalking never really went away though, but I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I know it was the final act of a long-standing horror I'd been living in. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. It was obvious to me that the man I had found in that house was still had something to do with all this. Could he have killed Rachel? It started to seem that there were too many things I had seen to think otherwise. After making it out of the tunnels, I thought those sewers might feel safer. I was wrong. The security tape I had watched showed someone being attacked by what looked like two people. But who was that being attacked? Who was attacked? This is him after he went sleepwalking and murdered everyone in this town while enjoying his Loki. Oh, his Doki Doki Literature Club. Man, I played that game when it first came out and I fell in love with it. I knew Norman wasn't completely innocent in all this. He was obviously going back to the factory, rooting in those lockers. But had he brought that poor guard I found to his end? It certainly seemed so, but I almost didn't want to believe it. After the factory, I thought I might find some solace if I could just get to Norman's store. But all I found were more horrors and more questions. Now that I really consider it, that's when I should have seen it coming. Norman, what were you and Rachel up to? It was obvious things were more complicated than I had ever imagined. How long had you been going behind my back? More importantly, why, Norman? Whoever had killed Rachel had probably gone after you too. Maybe they knew about what you were up to. I would never know peace, Norman. But despite your transgressions, a part of me really did hope that you would. Wait, Lena is online. I'm gonna like low-key harass. Nice. Yeah, she's going really well, dude, with her streams and that. She's gaining me in subs really quickly in like just over a week. And I guess in a way it did, but how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I'd started to feel disorientated as when I sleepwalk. To think of it now, I guess I should have known from the terrible silence that greeted me when I first stepped into our house and stood there in that kitchen. There was no sound of television, radio, even the air was still. But seeing Rachel there, lying ruined and discarded in the basement, that was a horror I could never have imagined. I didn't know if I'd ever find the answers I craved, but I knew that somehow the other man I found was responsible for this. If not directly, he must have had a hand in Rachel's death. So what was I doing in that damned house of his? Had I found out? Had I killed him? My damn condition made it difficult to know. Memories and time frames were always a mess, and I could never be sure. Knowing that man was dead, though, was cold comfort. My wife was gone, and no matter what had happened to me now, I was lost forever. As I swung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the scent of wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife. Just the thought of her again, cold and inert, shook me from head to toe. What would I do now? If we got to turn to, it would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbours knew. The front lawn was soft and giving beneath my feet, and I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but rather that I should run. Well, that was interesting to say the least. You missed it. Don't, you didn't miss anything. Honestly, you missed nothing. He was just standing there questioning himself over everything. And he walked out and as it said, home is dedicated to my wife Nancy. Watch your back. He pretty much just said that okay. Go away, that was horrible. He pretty much just said that he feels like he should run and leave that place. I don't know. But okay, so obviously this is such a jump scare. This is where I'm going to leave it for now, for home. I might be back to play through it again, because it wasn't even that scary. I will stream again tonight. I don't know what though. I'm torn between Overwatch and Sims because I'm not playing Fortnite until the new update's out. Because I keep playing Fortnite and then I get all these nice shots or kill feeds, and then I'll watch Lena and mess with her some. I'll tune him in. All right, thank you so much for sticking with this, Pia. You've stayed in like the whole stream, so thank you for watching. Overwatch sounds good. All right, see you everyone.